Hello and welcome to another tutorial. In this episode we will make tile sets for the game. I drew this image at work to try and get the inspiration for what the game is supposed to look like. I made it a little bit unique, so blue grass and weird trees and like this little candy rock thing. Open the game folder, go to image and then locate the tileset folder. Find outside A2 maybe? I can't remember. Open the image in GIMP or Photoshop or whatever you use. Then, as we do with the characters, you can also open outside B since we're gonna use that as well. But we're gonna do the same thing here as we did with the characters. So the grid needs to be 48 by 48. So go to configure grid, type in the numbers and hit OK. Then view and show grid, just like we did with the characters, because the grid is the same for the tile sets as it is for the characters. Delete the grass and find the color suitable for you. You don't need to make the game the same as I do. I will upload every image I create, or music or whatever, so you can download it yourself. But it would be nice if you tried to draw this like me. Just try to follow. Pick whatever color you want. We're gonna make this really simple. So just throw around some colors, and afterwards we will use the smudge tool to try and make it a little bit smoother. So if you're making a game on your own, I would really recommend just going with simple graphic, because you can work very fast. It takes a lot less time to create stuff, so the process of developing the game will be a lot faster. And often simple graphics can look really good if you're just smart about how you do it. Yeah, just use the smudge tool, smear the colors around. Filters can often be nice, but in this case, I don't think so. But if you make characters or trees, the cartoon filter is often very nice and works in your favor. The Pixelize Filter, since the game is supposed to be a bit pixelized, will pixelize the images for you. And if you're going with a retro style game, that often looks very nice. For the road, it's a bit more complicated than the plain grass, since the road will auto tile, right? So on the top left one, you need to have this image of the road where it's just this little dot of road, and on the right one you need to have fill it completely with the color you go with, so it will represent where the roads meet. And 4 squares, 4 grids under them will represent how the image will look like when it auto tiles, I think. But luckily we're making a very basic image, so we're using very basic graphics, so the auto tiling and tile sets will be very easy for us to make. If you had a lot of details, this process would actually be really complicated. So that's also a reason to make simple graphics. You could try and experiment what happens if you place these images differently, but it will really mess up stuff, because of the auto tiling built in the engine, right? So use the square tool with rounded edges and make a bigger image here that sort of resembles the one on the top left. And like we did with the grass, we will just place some colors around and use the smudge tool. So let's fill the background of the road image with the blue color, the exact same color as the grass. That's important. It needs to be the exact same color. We wouldn't actually have to do this, since the pink color would just be layered on top of the grass anyway. But it's a nice way to make it, I don't know, blend in more, I guess. Uh, if my English is hard to follow, I'm sorry, I'm Norwegian. And sometimes I uh, voice act sort of a character when I do these tutorials, just to try and make it easier and funnier, easier to understand what I'm saying, and funnier to listen to. But now I'm just being myself, and then I use less time on writing what to say beforehand, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Now that the image is done, export it and overwrite the old image. We're not going to use any of the RPG Maker RTP in when we're making this game, so it doesn't really matter if we replace anything. But if you're making it maybe in like your own project and you want to keep those stuff for whatever reasons, it's nice to just name them something else. Yeah, here you go. Here we can see the new grass. It's blue and looks a bit unique. And the road is here and it auto tiles for us, as you can see. So maybe what I tried to explain earlier makes a little bit more sense now that you try to auto tile it around. Yeah, and let's try and be efficient and go straight to making the trees. We will try and make them look like this image. We will, just like in everything you create within RPG Maker, almost, unless you use plugins, make the grid 48 by 48. Click View, Show Grid. You can use plugins that changes the image sizes and whatever. So, but in most cases, everything you create or draw should be in these image sizes and in the 48 grid size. So delete the tree. We will not, as I said, use any RTP from the RPG Maker engine when making this game. And of course, you can draw whatever you like. And I will, as I said, upload every image I create so you can use them yourself. And when the game is eventually complete, I will upload a game as well, so you can download that. But if you want to, you can try and follow me, right? So this is everything I draw is very optional. And we're going with something very basic, so use the bucket tool. Yep. Sometimes, well, often what I do, I use different shades of the same color when making something. So on the left side, I use a darker shade to make it more dimensional, and on the right side, I often use a lighter shade of the main color of whatever object I'm making. So you can try and do that if you want to. I think it looks a bit nice. I don't know. And hopefully you're still following me. Yeah, if there's something that confuses you, it's very important that you tell me in the comments. Or if there's something else you want to see or something specific, right? So don't be afraid to ask. I am here for you guys. This game I want to be like very weird, so I don't want to make anything that resembles the typical stuff, right? So the trees will be purple, and the bushes will be purple, the roads will be pink, the grass will be blue, and sort of make like this weird dream world. Just so that it stands out and is a bit unique, right? And look very differently than the standard RTP. So, because often when people make RPG Maker games, they just use the RTP, and make the character generator or whatever, and so every game looks the same, and I know it's hard for some people that don't know how to draw so I can understand why people do it. But if don't, my point is here is don't be afraid to try and draw on your own, because what I'm drawing here is not very complicated. It doesn't look very good. I don't spend a lot of time on it. I actually spend very little time on it, and it looks differently and unique, right? So you can do it yourself. You can also do this. That's what I'm saying, right? But of course, it's no wrong or right here. So yeah, here is a nice example where the cartoon filter works in our favor. When applied, you can see a lot of detail were applied. The Pixelize filter is what we're going with. I want us to make a pixelized game, so here you can see how that looks like, right? For the shadow, just pick the black color or the darkest color and turn down the opacity, so the color will be transparent, and just draw little shadows like this. It's nice to just hold down the mouse button and avoid hitting the tree, and just try and draw under it, right? Export this image and replace the old one. We're not going to use any of it. And here you can see the image hasn't loaded yet, so this might confuse a lot of people. So then just close the project and reopen it, and then voila, the image has been loaded. Place it around. Already the game is starting to take shape and look a bit unique, so having tile sets that are custom and stuff will really make a difference, right? Game graphics can be really important. Well, they are really important, right? But you don't need to have fancy 3D. You can make cool games in 2D and don't use a lot of time on it. So here we're making the candy rock. On the side, just try and follow me and do the exact same thing. Use the circle tool, and then use the circle tool again with a lighter shade to make that shine effect on the side. I don't really know what it's supposed to look like, but maybe, I don't know, a candy rock or berry or something, I don't know. And if you sometimes see that I change colors and you can't really tell how I did it, I use a lot of key bindings, so I guess I will not do that in the future, because it will maybe confuse you. I often use the color picker tool when changing colors. I think it's Control O, and then you just click the color, and it automatically choose the color you click on, right? So for the bush, we will do something to save time. We will just copy the top of the tree and then use a scale tool to change it around a bit to save time. Yeah. So we will just make it slimmer and smaller like this, and it does look a bit different. Well, it could even be like a crystal now. It doesn't really need to be a bush, I guess. Add some shadow to it, like I told you how to do. And yeah, that looks nice. Export the image, replace the old one, and let's go inside and see if the image has loaded. Nope. So again, close the project. Sometimes this doesn't happen, so always check. Okay, here's the bush. Place them around, and then the candy rock. So I know this game doesn't look like the best game, but it do look a bit unique, right? And for a bonus in this video, I want to show you how to make better movement. So Google search Pixel Movement RPG Maker MV. This is a very nice plugin, because you just need to download it and install it, and it's a plug and play, so you don't need to do much. It does everything for you if you're new to this. Right? Some plugins are harder to use, and this one is a very nice one. So, and I'm sorry that my computer is in Norwegian, so yeah, it might confuse you. Download it, copy it, Control C to copy, go to the game folder, then to JS, and then plugins, paste the plugin, and then go to the plugin list, add the new plugin, here it is, and turn it on, apply, OK, and here now we have movement. I will also add a link for a song that you can download to this game that my older brother made, called Shipping. It's an unused song from my main project, right? So you can have this song. Place the song in the BGM folder. Yep, like this. Go to the map, click autoplay BGM, find the song, turn down the volume so it's not that loud, and here we go. Now we can play the game and see for ourselves what magic we have created. Yeah, here we go. So, and you can see the movement is a lot smoother. You don't walk within the grids like you usually do now. This is more like a Zelda game or whatever. You can move a lot more freely around the map, and that's always nice. Yeah. So hopefully you have followed. Hopefully you have followed me and are still here and have made something unique yourself. You don't necessarily need to make what I'm making, as I said. So yeah, and this will do it for this episode. And thank you for watching. I hope you'll actually learn something. If there's something that's confusing, tell me. If there's something else you want to see, tell me. And smash the shit out of the dislike button if this was just confusing and plain bad. Hit the like button if you want to see more, and subscribe. And I am here for you guys. Goodbye.